See the game more clearly with high-definition spectacle lenses from Norville Opticians.
David, what's the mentality now looking at the final few Premiership games with obviously so much to play for elsewhere?
We wouldn't say that everybody's not aware that there's a big cup final next week, but the focus very much this week has been on preparing for Newcastle. Boys had Monday off really to recover from all the bumps and bruises, so we come in mentally fresh, mentally ready to go, and excited about the opportunity to get back to Kingsholm in front of another big crowd and hopefully build on last week's performance, which is the best way to prepare us really for going into the European final against Edinburgh.
I suppose it's all about momentum at this stage of the season, isn't it? If you can get some of that in the league as well, then that might help Europe.
We've been looking for momentum throughout the season. At different stages we felt we've been getting some good performances backed up with some results, not the results we want. But this stage of the season, it's about confidence. It's having a belief in the way we're trying to play. I think you saw last weekend, for probably the first time all season, almost a complete performance throughout 80 minutes. You know when you play against a good team, you know when you play against almost any team that they're going to have a period of dominance in the game, a period of when they've got the momentum. And it's really how you deal with that, how you respond to that, is going to determine the result. Throughout the course of the year, we probably haven't dealt with those moments quite as well as we did last weekend.
And what's made the difference so that now you are perhaps dealing with those moments?
There's probably a huge number of factors. I think when you look at the way we played the weekend, it was the fact we didn't panic. It's about the belief that we have in the way we're trying to play. We've said all along it would take some time to build in and almost the subconscious, the game plan, the way we want to play. We've said throughout the year that at different stages in some games, players have reverted back to what they're comfortable with when the pressure comes on. I thought last Saturday we were very good. The leaders in our team stood up and made some big decisions, made some very good decisions, which ultimately allowed us to win the game.
And do you feel you're now beginning to build Fortress Kingsholm?
We're definitely in a much better place than we were after Bath and Wasps just before Christmas. We've talked right from the outset of the season that making Kingsholm a very difficult, making it a very intimidating place to come and play was one of the goals for this team. I think it's become intimidating. The crowd have been magnificent all year. We've talked about it week in, week out, and I think you saw them in full voice on Saturday evening. From a playing point of view, again, almost every game we've shown at stages we've done very well, but since the start of the year, unbeaten, that's a pretty good start.
And obviously looking to continue that against Newcastle. People would understand if perhaps there's a few changes to the starting 15, maybe the odd one or two players wrapped up in cotton wool a bit, if you like. I suppose the incentive is for anyone coming in that they've got to keep that record going.
All the squads at this stage of the season are giving players a little bit of a rest. Some of our players have had a huge number of match minutes throughout the course of the year, so we want them to perform well now in what are the big games this season. We'll not be making wholesale changes this weekend, but there will be some changes. And as you said, the players that are coming in, the challenge for them really is to build on last week's performance, come in, give us a little bit of energy, give us that enthusiasm. And there's opportunities there. We've said all along that players who come in and play well, players who are on form, will be rewarded with selection, and there's a huge amount still to play for.
And Newcastle, how do you rate them in terms of what they'll be coming down? And I suppose people would say probably only playing for pride, but that can be a very dangerous opponent, can't it?
Yeah, Newcastle have played some great rugby all year. We had a very close game against them in November, which we were obviously disappointed to lose. But with the outside backs, the danger, I think Sinoti has been one of the outstanding players in the Premiership this season. Look, we've prepared for Newcastle probably better than, or certainly as well as any other weeks. We know the threats that they're going to pose. But again, building on our performance last week, we're very focused on how we've got to play the game. We've got to get our basics right. If we do that, we know we've got the players who can and have proved that they can compete with anybody.